Ever bought a budget mattress that felt great in the store, but turned into a night of tossing, turning, and waking up drenched in sweat? The cheap alternatives promise a good night's sleep for a fraction of the price, but most of them end up costing you in restless mornings, backaches, and the inevitable trip back to the retailer for a return. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. I've spent the last few weeks swapping out my old spring mattress for the Casper Sleep Snow Hybrid in a king size, and I wanted to break down whether that price tag actually translates into a smarter purchase for real-world sleepers. The first thing that struck me was how the brand positioned this mattress. It's marketed as a medium-feel hybrid that combines foam and pocket springs, promises all-night cooling, and claims to isolate motion well enough for couples. Those are the three pain points that keep most of us up at night: temperature, partner movement, and a feeling of sagging support after a few months. Let's start with the cooling claim, because that's where cheap foam mattresses usually fall flat. Casper's Snow technology is essentially a gel-infused foam layer that's designed to draw heat away from the body. In my own bedroom, which runs a comfortable 72 degrees in summer thanks to central AC, the mattress never felt hot enough to make me reach for the fan. I did a quick test. I lay on it for an hour after a workout, then checked the spot where I'd been sleeping. The surface temperature was barely a few degrees above the room temperature, and there was no sticky feeling that you often get with cheaper memory foams. That said, if you live in a humid climate where the air itself feels warm, the cooling effect is modest, not a magic frost. It simply helps the mattress stay neutral instead of becoming a heat trap. Motion isolation is the next big concern, especially for couples. The hybrid core of pocket springs gives the mattress a bounce that some people love, but it can also transmit movement if the springs aren't fully independent. I tested it by having my partner roll over the middle of the bed while I was trying to read. The sensation was almost like lying on a thick carpet. There was a faint thump, but I didn't feel the shift in my spine or have my reading position disturbed. Over the course of a week, the occasional night when my partner got in and out of bed didn't affect my sleep cycle. For a king-size mattress, that level of isolation is respectable, though not as absolute as a full foam mattress that completely absorbs every motion. Durability is another claim that Casper touts, backed by a decade of research, and a 100-night trial that lets you return it if it doesn't feel right. I'm not going to be writing a 5-year review, but the materials feel sturdy. The edge support is solid enough that I could sit on the perimeter without feeling like I'm going to roll off, a common complaint with lower-priced hybrids that have thin edge foam. If you're someone who frequently sit up to work on a laptop in bed, that edge firmness could make a real difference in how usable the whole surface feels. Now, who should actually consider the Snow Hybrid? If you're an average sleeper who doesn't have extreme firmness preferences, the medium feel is a sweet spot. It works well for side, back, and even stomach sleepers because the foam contouring gives enough give for hips while the springs keep the spine aligned. If you're a hot sleeper who's struggled with night sweats, the cooling layer is a genuine upgrade over a plain memory foam. Couples who share a bed will appreciate the motion isolation, especially if one of you tends to move a lot at night. Finally, the 100-night trial reduces the risk. If it feels wrong, you can send it back without penalty, which is a comfort when you're spending a few $100s on a mattress you can't try in the store. On the flip side, there are a few situations where the Snow Hybrid might not be the best match. First, if you're a firmness fanatic who likes a pillow top feel or an ultra-firm surface, the medium rating could feel too soft after a while. The hybrid design also means the mattress is heavier than a pure foam model, making it a bit of a challenge to maneuver upstairs or rotate for even wear. I had to enlist a friend to flip it over once, and the whole process took more effort than I expected. Second, while the cooling works well in temperate conditions, if you live in a tropical climate where the bedroom temperature rarely dips below 80 degrees, you might still feel warm. The mattress won't turn a sauna into an Arctic tundra. Lastly, the price point sits above many budget hybrids, so if you're on a strict budget and can tolerate a bit of heat, or a little